Hi guys, I'm Vidya and welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk about postpartum essentials for you, the mother. Because if you're a typical Indian mom, you know you're going to have lots of people to take care of your little one as soon as he or she is born, and a lot of things are going on at the same time, and we end up neglecting ourselves. Even when we are pregnant, we plan a lot for the baby, we make lists of baby essentials, and we forget to think of what we might need right after we give birth. Because the truth is that postpartum recovery period is the hardest for the mom, and it's good to prepare yourself a little and keep some things aside for yourself so that you can focus all of your energy on your new little baby and enjoy the first few weeks of their life that are so precious. So let's get started. I'm going to tell you a few of the things that I found useful before after I gave birth to my baby, and some things that I had to run out and get at the last minute. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need are clothes. Don't take clothes lightly because your whole pre-pregnancy wardrobe is not going to fit you immediately after you give birth, and your maternity clothes are going to be too loose for you. So you need good, comfortable clothes for this in-between period. I found that I used to like being in pajamas all day long, so I used to just wear a tank top and pajama bottoms and be most comfortable in that. The one tip I can give you is get a nice robe. So this is, I got this for very cheap. This is just a plain black robe, very thin material. So even if I'm wearing a tank top and if somebody comes over, I would just throw this on and it wouldn't look that bad. And this comes with pockets, so when I'm feeding the baby, I would put a piece of cloth in it to wipe his mouth or something, and put or my phone in it or something. Another thing along the same lines as the robe is this scarf. So if you're, I'm sure you're not comfortable feeding your baby in front of other people like I was. So I would just throw on a scarf or something if I have to nurse the baby in front of other people. So with these two things, you would end up looking a little presentable even if you don't feel like yourself in the first few weeks. Now, the second most important thing you need is a bra or lots of nursing bras. Make sure to get a few sizes bigger than what you normally wear because you're going to be engorged, and you want to wear loose clothing in general. So get maybe 4 or 5 would be enough for the beginning, and then if you find that your size changes, go out and buy a few. But before your baby is born, it's good to have a few of these essentials in your bag so that you don't have to run out immediately after you have your baby. Another thing is underwear, obviously. So if you have a C-section, you're going to have an incision at a very awkward place. So get high-waisted cotton panties and get lots of them because you're going to be bleeding for a few weeks. So you don't want really expensive fancy stuff. Just get plain cotton ones that you can throw away if you ruin them. Another thing that I used a lot in the very beginning is a belly band. I don't have it with me now. I'll try to insert a picture. But it's basically just a really tight band that goes around your belly, and you wear it immediately after you come back home from the hospital. So it basically starts to put all your stomach muscles back in place so that everything is not hanging out. They ask you to wear it for a few months at least, but I wasn't too regular with it. I wore it maybe for a few 1 or 2 weeks right after I gave birth. I should have worn it for a longer time. That is one tip I can give everyone because I'm very flabby in my stomach area now, and I wish I had worn the belly band for a longer period of time. So get a belly band if you can and wear it immediately after coming back home from the hospital, and wear it for as long as possible. Now, one obvious thing that you're going to need immediately after giving birth are pads. Whether you have a normal delivery or a C-section, you're going to bleed for the first few weeks pretty heavily. So it's going to be like the worst period of your life. So I would say stock up on the largest size of pads that you can find. Of course, you can run out and buy them whenever you need them, but I found that if I'm prepared and if I have these essentials with me before I have my baby, it's just less stressful and one less thing to think about later. And I also got a whole lot of Pantiliners because the bleeding was heavy for me only for the first week or 10 days. After that, it slowed down and I didn't need the giant pads. So I used more Pantiliners than the regular huge pads. So it's good to have one or two packets, one or two huge packets of pads with you before the baby is born. Another thing you need is some kind of an oil or a lotion for stretch marks, because if you're one of the unlucky few who got stretch marks during your pregnancy, and I think most of us get stretch marks towards the end, then you need to have some kind of a lotion, because the longer you leave your stretch marks, they become more permanent and they become more hard to get rid of. So even though it's very busy for you right after delivery, remember to put, just after you take a shower, remember to put some lotion or some oil. Some people swear by bio oil. I've tried it. I think it's okay. For me, it's too soon to tell you the results, but I really like coconut oil. It's very moisturizing, very soft, and it's completely natural. So I use coconut oil on me instead of any other cream or lotion. So I use that every time I take a shower and every time I feel a little dry. Another thing along those same lines is an ointment for your cracked and sore nipples, because if you're nursing your baby, you know that the first few weeks are the hardest. So you need some kind of a moisturizer for your nipples. They gave me this, and in the hospital, this is by Lancino. The ingredient is lanolin. I think you get this anywhere. This was really effective, as in it completely healed my skin whenever I needed it. But I was a little apprehensive because it's synthetic, so I didn't want it to get inside my baby's mouth. So I used coconut oil again. As you can see, coconut oil is my absolute favorite for multiple reasons. So have this handy with you, this or any other lotion handy with you when you're breastfeeding. The next thing you absolutely need postpartum is your prenatal vitamin. Now, do not forget to take your prenatal vitamin after you give birth to your baby, because your body is still recovering from the delivery and it's producing food for your baby. So, you need a complete balanced diet along with your prenatal vitamins. So, I would take my prenatal vitamin and I would drink a cup of milk with Mama Proteinex every single day. Some people drink 2 or 3 cups of milk, and if you have a mom or a grandma, they will put you on a special diet immediately after your baby is born. So along with all of that, it's very important to take your prenatal. So do not forget this, put it on your bedside and remember to take it every single day. Along the same lines as this is a fiber supplement. Now, I don't know if you know, but your bowel movements are slowed down towards the end of your pregnancy and right after delivery. So, doctors will recommend some kind of a stool softener. So, take that or take a fiber supplement and eat a diet that is rich in fiber. I'm going to make a whole separate video on pregnancy and nutrition, so I'll touch upon this more in more detail in that video, but keep a fiber supplement with you also. If you're breastfeeding your baby, you should know that breastfeeding requires more energy to make milk. So you need extra calories throughout your day. And this is not the time for cutting calories or going on diets and trying to lose weight. Because if you try to lose weight now, it will directly influence your milk supply. So let it be for a few weeks. Make sure to eat very good balanced food throughout the day and lots of snacks in between. So I would keep protein bars next to me at all times and keep snacking every 2 or 3 hours. I used to have a little bag full of goodies for me. These were all my essentials, and I would keep them next to my chair where I would sit and nurse my son. Also, next to it, keep a huge bottle of water. This is not a big bottle, this is what I'm using now. But in the beginning, I used to have a huge bottle because I used to be constantly thirsty for some reason. I think you need more water also to obviously make breast milk. So make sure you don't get dehydrated. Drink 3 or 4 liters of water every day and keep a bottle with you at all times. The last thing I want to share with you is not an absolute essential, but was a complete lifesaver for me. It's this nursing pillow. It's basically just a U-shaped pillow that you put around your waist and you put your baby on here. So the first few weeks of postpartum were the hardest for me, for my body to recover from, because my hips and my back were still sore from all the pushing during labor. So you want to find a position that's comfortable to you, because you're going to spend a lot of time holding your baby. Babies nurse a lot during the first few weeks, I think 12 to 14 times a day. So you're going to be in one position for hours and hours. So you want to be as comfortable as possible for you and for your baby, because unless you are comfortable, your baby is not going to be comfortable. So I used to sit with this pillow in a rocking chair, but that is not essential. You can put this against a wall or against the back of your bed and a pillow behind your back, and you should be all set. So I think those were my postpartum essentials. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you found most useful postpartum. What couldn't you live without? So that it'll be useful for other moms out there. And the most important thing is to be as prepared as you can, because you don't want to spend more energy on these small things after you have your baby. You want to spend more time and focus your energies on bonding with your new baby and taking care of your new baby and enjoying those precious first few weeks and days. So I hope you have a good time bonding with your baby in those first few weeks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.